everyone, and welcome to the Elevate Your Soul podcast. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about energy and getting rid of some of the bad energy that you may be holding around you, which would be in your presence, and other people will definitely be able to feel that whether you're aware of it or not. So when you talk bad about anyone behind their back, it's basically like poisoning your own energy field with negativity. And that is also spreading bad energy on the person who you're talking to this person about. And it's going to spread everywhere with every person you come across and have an interaction with. And I want to dive in this a little deeper with you guys and actually talk about why you are talking bad about someone behind their back. It's most likely because you have strong feelings of dislike towards them, or there's someone who really irritates you and gets on your nerves, or someone who you're just really annoyed with. And that's usually when we end up talking bad about people like that, people who irritate us. And if you dive into that a little deeper, the only reason that we feel irritated or strong dislike or annoyance to another person is because you are irritated and strongly dislike something that's in them that is also a part of yourself, and you're seeing your own reflection in the other person. Because every single person you come across in life is your mirror. And if you're irritated by a person, or you get triggered by someone, or someone just keeps pissing you off, that's an opportunity for you to learn about yourself and question what is it you see in them that you see inside yourself. Something that you're not owning within yourself and you're not willing to look at within yourself. A good example of this would be a homophobe. So if you're someone who has something against gay people or hates gay people, there's a word for that called homophobe. And phobe actually doesn't mean hate. It means it's another word for phobia, which actually means fear. So you're coming from a place of fear when you're actually expressing hate towards other people. You're just coming from a place of fear rather than love. So a homophobe actually has a fear against gay people because they are afraid of their own homosexuality tendencies, and they're insecure within their own sexuality. And this is usually quite often suppressed and repressed feelings. So it's something that this person isn't even aware of. These insecurities that they have within themselves and their homosexual tendencies that they may have themselves is very deeply hidden within them, and they're not even aware of it. So when you get triggered by someone, or you have a strong hate towards certain people, it's such a good opportunity to actually learn about yourself, because the qualities that are within you that you're not willing to look at and not willing to accept within yourself, you're going to end up getting triggered by seeing those qualities in other people. And this can be good or bad qualities. So you might get really annoyed and irritated with someone who's super happy and super confident and is just living their best life, because you are not owning that part within yourself. So it doesn't always have to be something negative. It can also be something positive. And when you see something in someone else that is more positive and good, and it's irritating you or annoying you, or you hate them because they're always happy, you can choose when you meet people like that to either be jealous and hateful, or get inspired and even try to learn from them and say, wow, that person's amazing. They have such a great relationship. I'd love to know how they maintain such a happy relationship or how they found the love of their life. I feel like when people find someone who they see really good qualities in, especially qualities that they're not owning within themselves, it either swings one way or the other. And the negative way being jealousy, which ends up being, quite nasty, and you become quite hateful, and that's when you talk shit about other people. Or you swing the other way and you become inspirational and be like, wow, that person's amazing. I want to get to know him or her and figure out how they got to where they are today. And when you see qualities in other people that are quote unquote bad or more negative that you're not owning within yourself, you can choose to have feelings of hate and irritability and get annoyed and constantly get triggered by those types of people. Or you can ask yourself and become self-aware and say, what things have I suppressed? What am I not looking at within myself that this person is triggering within me? What is it about this person that I can see my own reflection in? Where is that similarity? Honestly, getting triggered and irritated by other people is one of the greatest ways that you can learn about yourself. So even if you're questioning like, oh my God, I don't know really how I feel about myself, and I think I love myself, but I'm not sure, or I don't know what qualities are in me that I'm not owning up to, I don't know, but I do know there's people in my life who irritate me and trigger me, then rather than going, deep within and trying to analyze yourself 1,000 times over, you can also just see how you feel towards other people and then learn about yourself from that. So if you see someone who you get annoyed at because they are brilliant and intelligent and strong and beautiful, but they don't see it themselves, and they're not becoming the fullest, brightest, strongest version of themselves that they could be, and you see that in someone else and you get really irritated, and it's like, okay, maybe I am doing that myself, maybe I'm not realizing my true potential, and maybe I don't realize my true beauty, and maybe that's why this other person who isn't realizing the capacity to grow and to make a difference in this world themselves is actually what I'm doing within myself as well. And maybe that's why you're getting triggered, and that's why you're getting irritated. And the more you critique others and you find yourself looking around and being like, oh my God, she's so this, and oh my God, he's so that. The more you critique others, it just shows that you're actually pretty critical on yourself. So the more you critique others, the more you critique yourself, and that means that you're probably quite hard on yourself as well. So that's where we need a huge amount of compassion, and that starts with either ourselves, have more compassion for yourselves and for other people. So if people are annoying you and pissing you off, it's really good to have compassion for them and be like, okay, this person is obviously going through something or has had some traumatic experiences happen to them when they were younger, and that's why they are like this today. And maybe I can be a little bit more compassionate, and maybe their aggression and their anger is really just a cry for some love and affection. And be compassionate with yourself as well. The more you learn to be compassionate with yourself and forgive yourself and notice the areas in yourself that aren't quote unquote perfect, the more compassionate you learn and can be with other people in your life. So stop critiquing others, stop talking shit about other people, whether it's behind their back or even to their face. Either way, it's not a really good thing to do unless you have pure intentions of actually helping someone and you care about them and you're like, hey, look, I think you're going off the rails a little bit, or hey, look, I think you're overreacting. That's okay. But if you're just talking about someone behind their back because subconsciously it makes you feel better about yourself, which actually in the long run just makes you end up feeling worse about yourself. And the only reason why you're talking bad about people in the first place is because you feel so shit about yourself. You need to become aware of this and stop this nasty cycle. Because the more you talk shit about other people, the more shitty energy you're going to hold within your energy field, and other people are going to feel that, and other people aren't going to like it either, and this whole world is just going to like be in this shitty energy field the more of us stick with it. So the best thing you can do, not only for yourself but the whole world, is work on yourself and lift and rise up your own vibrations and your own energy. Bring some lightness and some love into your life, and that will be contagious for others, and you will inspire others to do the same and to feel the same way. And it's just like this huge ripple effect. So it all starts with you. Be less critical on yourself. Be more compassionate with yourself. Be less critical of others. Be more compassionate about others. Stop talking shit about other people. If you see something good and good traits and qualities in other people, don't fucking get jealous. Why? Why do you want to get jealous? Do you enjoy feeling hateful? Why don't you get inspired or get to know that person? And if you see bad qualities in someone else and you are getting triggered by it, this is your opportunity to learn about yourself. Become self-aware and ask yourself, what qualities in them do they have that I am not willing to look at and accept within myself? I hope you guys understood and enjoyed this episode. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.